Guys, Paulie Malinaggi mentioned something. He said when he became a welterweight world champion, when he beat Juan Diaz, there was a lot of talk of him fighting Mayweather and Pacquiao. Malinaggi said that he was very close to getting those fights. The fight between him and Pacquiao, they would have been very spicy. It would have been good to see what Paulie would have had to say in the press conferences. Also, Mayweather would have been a good fight. Paulie was a good fighter. I think he was underrated. He even said that that Americans didn't really push him that much. He goes he had a great mouth. I do think the problem is with Paulie, a lot of his big fights. I know what he's saying, that he was kind of put in as an opponent. A lot of his big fights, he did lose a lot of the top guys like Miguel Cotto, Khan. Even though these guys were very good fighters, Ricky Hatton, I think he lost as well. These guys were very good fighters, the guys that he lost to, Khan, Cotto, Hatton. These aren't your ordinary fighters. These are very good fighters. So, there's no shame in losing to those guys. But he just felt like he never really got the push. Now, he said he was very close in getting a Mayweather and Pacquiao fight, which obviously would have been financially very lucrative for him at that point, because Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather were obviously household names at that point. They were also, whoever fought them, it was like the lottery ticket, because you'd get a massive payday whoever fought those two guys. And Paulie said he was very close to getting a fight with both guys. Listen, I don't think he would have beaten either guy. I think Mayweather would have been too good, and Pacquiao at that point was a monster. So I don't see how he would have been able to beat them. I think Manny would have stopped him, and I think Floyd might have stopped him. I think that was probably, with the way Floyd fights, I think that was probably a points job. But because Malinaggi knew how, he was a two-time two-weight world champion. He knew how to get around that ring. He could handle himself inside that ring. And like I said, Juan Diaz was a very good fighter that he beat, and he probably beat him twice. The first time was very controversial. So this is why I say when I bring up when I bring up Paulie Malinaggi, he was a very good fighter. People may think that he lost against all the top guys, but he was a good fighter. Paulie Malinaggi, even the Senchenko fight, he mentioned that as well. He went to I think Ukraine and beat him, or Russia, beat him in his own country. And he said there was no American broadcaster even looking to pick that fight up. They weren't interested in Paulie Malinaggi's world title fight. So Paulie Malinaggi feels aggrieved that the Americans didn't really get behind him, as much. And who knows, if he had that push, if he had that impetus in his career, he may have even achieved more. But he did lack power in his career, and he was a good boxer, and he knew how to, like I said, get his way around the ring. He knew how to get around the ring, but he did lack power. But he had very good boxing ability, and you can tell when he speaks about boxing that he's obviously got a great boxing mind. I do think that he went on probably a bit too long. At the end he got beat by Sam Eggington, who was obviously not really in Malinaggi's class, but Malinaggi had deteriorated so much that he got beat by Sam Eggington. But Malinaggi was definitely a good fighter and a great boxing mind. I really enjoy listening to Malinaggi. Obviously, I don't agree with everything he says, but that's just like anyone. You're not always going to agree with everything, but he always, like I said, he's brilliant. He's so articulate. He's like I said, he convinces you. Everything that he's talking about, every topic that he's talking about, he'll convince you what he's saying is correct. Just a great salesman. Even when he was fighting, great promoter. Used to talk and talk, and he was brilliant. I've always enjoyed Malinaggi. I think he's definitely a guy that I enjoyed watching his career. I think he was definitely fun, and probably didn't get the push, but I don't think a Mayweather and Pacquiao fight would have gone well for him in terms of him winning, but it would have been a massive payday for him. And he said he was unfortunate. He was very close on getting the fights with Pacquiao and Mayweather. It would have been interesting to see what he would have said around the Pacquiao fight if he had got that, because obviously we know what opinions Paulie had about Pacquiao, and when he's going into a fight, it would have been interesting because Paulie, we knew he would speak his mind. it would be interesting to see what he would have to say to Manny Pacquiao in that press conference, because one thing that we knew, that Paulie had a very strong feeling towards Manny Pacquiao, so I'm pretty sure he wasn't one to hold back. He would have definitely let his feelings known at the presser. So it could have been fireworks. But even though I don't think Pacquiao would have really engaged with him, I do think Paulie might have got stuck in. But he unfortunately didn't get either fight. But he had a great career. He fought Adrian Broner after. He had some good fights after that. So Paulie had a very good career. Two-weight world champion, a respected, one of the best commentators out there right now. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. How do you think the fights with Paulie Malinaggi and Mayweather and Pacquiao would have gone? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.